Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurse Nina binti Encik Abdul Halim. My nomenclature is 273305. With my group members, we'll present our report about service learning project. So first is our introduction. The report is about how small business owners is planning their business and how they manage their business in the context of budgeting and planning concept. Okay, this is because planning budgeting knowledge is important to their business. Okay, for example, business budgeting allow owner to develop a strategic plan since they will know the answer to issues like whether they can expand or not. Besides that, if a small business tries to obtain debt financing from bank or debt financial institution, it must produce a budget to show their potential lender. For case background, based on our interview that we have already done with the owner of My Baju Kedah, which is Ajnin, she told us that her business already established on 22 July 2018, which is as a sole proprietorship. She was create her own baju kedah with her own design, which is it will look different from others in the clothing sector. So with her potential on creating a clothing, she produced her own design of traditional baju kedah. So even the baju kedah is a traditional shirt, but she create her own creativity to make baju kedah as a modern, but still it's look traditional in their state. So this make her design look special than others. Okay, for the first years of business, there is no any competition in her business, which is because she the one who create the design that look different. But for the 2 years of business, there are some seller who try to copy her design and publish their own design. So this make some competition for her in the business. Okay, but she realized that another seller tried to create or try to copy a similar design that she has created. So she tried to improve and to be more creative to make her design still look different from others. Okay, based on our interview, the owner told that if we want to success on our business, we need to always make improvement in our business. We need to always think that our business can create our own name in the international. So it will make us not give up in our business and can improve our business management in the future.
Okay, so for part C, we're going to discuss about the operating issues and solution based on relevant budgeting and planning concept. Okay, firstly, what is budgeting? Budgeting is the process of generating a plan on money spending in a business, and with budgeting, it will help the business to know in advance whether they will have sufficient money to commence or run the business in the upcoming period or on the first run. Okay, besides, the budget plan also secure the business from facing debt or assist the business to work out of debt currently faced by the business. Okay, based on the interview that was commenced with the owner of My Baju Kedah, we managed to gather a few information relating to planning, budgeting and planning of the business. So firstly, in terms of planning, the owner does plan for her business for a year, and the planning is done using monthly basis, where the owner will prepare the budgeting plan every month, which equal to 12 times a year. And as the business simply run through online platform, the budgeting plan is done using minimum informations only. For instance, the sales and market demands. And the owner usually plans the production of the product based on the previous trend of business sales. For instance, when the sales trend increase, the business will decide to produce to increase the productions in the following months. And in contrast, when the demand and sale declining, the production for following month will be lesser as to save the cost and following the trend of market at current period. Okay, besides sales, the cost of productions, including the materials and wages of the tailors, are the information that business give attention to as well. So it is because the cost of the cloth, the material, okay, the designs or size of the product, and the cost of tailors is categorized under variable costs, which will vary with the number of production at one time.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Rizwan bin Abdul Rahim. My metric number is 271657. As the information is the basis of accounting, the business owner do record all the information that relate with the sales and production of the clothes using Microsoft Excel. Usually, the business owner record the sales with monthly sales average around 150 to 250 pieces of clothes with a range of selling price starting from 28 ringgit to 40 ringgit per pieces. Variable expenses that involve are purchases of the raw material, which is clothes, and also wages of the tailors, as these two things are the main costs for the production. Another expenses that vary with the production are like packaging and parcel costs. There is no any particular fixed expenses that incur as the business was run at home and using online platform. The business owner uses all the recorded information and process to manage the production of the clothes in the future planning. For example, based on the past experience, the business owner will determine which type or design that has the highest demand or sales. Then, the business owner will prioritize to produce such design that got the highest demand or sales in the previous month to be produced in the next month.
Next, we talk about discussion. Okay, budget is one of the financial plan that used for control the organization or business activity from surplus or deficit budget. And budgeting plan is usually for 1 year. That's mean it's short term. However, it can be a long term if the plan is used for more than 1 year. Is in budget we can use for a various account, not only sales and cost, but we can use in revenue, expenses, asset, liability, and cash flow. Okay, next, budgeting give a company a good shot of improving their finance and give a great impact on budget in some cases. Okay, what we get from the My Baju Kedas interview is even the owner only use the simple transaction, or I mean a simple system transaction for recording the transaction, it help the owner to prepare the monthly account for next or for next month or in future. Even she only use the sales revenue, but it's really help the owner to predict or plan about for next month. For example, produce how many that they want to produce the item according to size of clothes and so on. Okay, last but not least is price setting, very important to keep the business always have a model and at the same time can gain a profit. Item that include in price setting are overhead costs, for the example is overhead costs, labor costs, production costs, and other costs.
Next is recommendation. A lot of businesses begin as a solo entrepreneurship with one person who has a vision, passion and skill that compels them to embark on a journey to make a difference in the world and build a successful business along the way. A SWOT analysis is a strategic planning tool that helps a business owner identify the strengths and weaknesses as well as any opportunities and threats that may exist in a specific business situation. The SWOT acronym stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Based on what was commenced with the owner of My Baju Kada, the owner only used basic budget planning. By using only these two pieces of information, the business cannot go far away as it lacks information. Small businesses cannot survive if they do not follow the cash flow guidelines, and this is probably one of the biggest problems the new entrepreneurs face. Proper planning and budgeting are crucial for maintaining the cash flow. First, have a cash flow forecast so you know what money is coming in and out. This helps to know how much you are likely to have in the bank account. The other aspects are including sending out invoices on time, taking deposit payments in advance, paying bills on time and promptly, following up with customers who fall behind on payments. This all needs to be recorded as well. As solo entrepreneurs build their business, they face a lot of challenges and difficulties. Weaknesses include things in a company which lack and have limitations when operating. Some examples of business weaknesses are low profit, costly processes, and heightened overrates. In this case, the business does not have an exact number of regular customers. The recommendation is to keep patient and approach only those people who show interest in the product. If the product gains interest in people's lives, there is no need to spend huge amounts of money on advertising in the initial stages. If the product is great, people will automatically come to you. Other than stated in 3.0, even when the business has adequate cash flow, it looks like it has a strict budget to exhibit the products to the full potential. So the best recommendation is to lower the number of situations by effective marketing efforts. Spend the money where it only maximizes the profit and stock the rest for other expenses. For example, if one design of Baju Kurung Kada received high demand, then only focus on producing it more and reduce the other production of the design.
Lastly, as a conclusion, from this report, we already know that even a small business, they also use the budgeting planning in their business, even it's not very strictly, but the owners still use the terms of budget plans in their business. This show that the budgeting planning is so important to owner to make their business still can run in the future and make them easier to make their decision in their business. Although owner face a lot of challenging and some weakness of their business, but if they use their budgeting plan, they can manage their management efficiently. So they can improve their weakness and they can face their struggle and challenges. So we can conclude that the business need the budgeting plans, and the budgeting plans is the one of the most important things that we need to do in our business to make sure our business still can go on. That's all for our presentations, and thank you very much.